Let's talk about hoodoo. Now, before I go into this video, I should give a bit of a disclaimer that even though I am a hoodoo practitioner going on 11 years and a studier of different types of magical systems for about 15 years, and a descendant of healers and root workers, that does not make me an authoritative voice in hoodoo. I say that from a place of humility and not insecurity, and knowing that even though I'm still learning, growing, and working in this tradition, I have a lot to continually learn. I also say that as a disclaimer because in recent years, dozens of practitioners have been self-appointed or appointed by way of social media followings or what have you as authoritative voices in hoodoo, taking up space to define what hoodoo is and what it isn't, when these spaces should be held by qualified Black practitioners. This video is not meant to be a definitive answer for what hoodoo is, but simply my personal response to the question, what is hoodoo? So with that said, what is hoodoo? Hoodoo is the bedrock of African American spirituality. Hoodoo is the first religion of Black Americans. In recent years, hoodoo has been incorrectly described as African American folk magic, as American folk magic, as kitchen magic, and so much more. And these descriptions reduce hoodoo and drive a wedge between it and the Black community so that hoodoo can be commodified and extracted from Blackness, when in reality, hoodoo is pretty much synonymous with Blackness. So much about the Black community comes from hoodoo. The Black church comes from hoodoo. Black music comes from hoodoo. Black dance, our colloquialisms, and so much more were birthed from our first religion. Now there is magic in hoodoo, but hoodoo is not just magic. We believe in God. We venerate and talk to our ancestors. And we respect and connect to the life force in all things around us. Some hoodoo practitioners are also Christians, but not all. It's not a necessity. I personally choose to work within Christianity because that's how I was raised, and many of my ancestors were Christians, so it makes it easier for me to communicate with them in that way. And again, hoodoo is a cultural religion. It's not a side dish, it's not a spiritual phase, nor is it the catch-all for American folk magic. Hoodoo is by and for Black Americans. Hoodoo is a religion that was composed when the Africans were brought here and forced into slavery. During the slave trade, Africans were scattered across the globe and many new religions were formed. Hoodoo was the way Africans made sense of this land and this newly forming country. Hoodoo was the way Africans survived. Hoodoo was the way Africans protected themselves and healed themselves. And hoodoo was made with us, the descendants of these Africans, in mind. Now, that is not a distancing or snubbing away at those across the diaspora, but that is a clarification that every one of us derives from some type of magic that predates current dogma, and for Black Americans, it's hoodoo. Hoodoo is community. Hoodoo is ancestral. Hoodoo is reverence for the earth and taking care of it. Hoodoo is resisting and fighting oppression. And hoodoo is Black. With that said, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.